Hey guys, so taking a break from working on the Audi today. We're in the car going on a 6-hour drive, so we had to head out early. Right now it's just turned 5 a.m. So we're going to pick up a surprise. I'll show you guys when we get there. So far the car ride's going really good. Cute little puppy. Alrighty guys, so I'm back at the house today, got the puppy home. He's doing really well so far, but I want to get back to the S4. So I went ahead and took the crash support off of the other rear end I had and compared to the one that was on the car, and I did find a little bit of an issue. So actually that is the straight bar. This is the one that's bent over here. This is off of the car that wasn't crashed, and you can see in here that one has a big crease right there. On this side, no crease. No crease. So it looks like at least that bar would need replaced. I'm gonna go ahead and check this one too. I think it's probably good, but I might just go ahead and use this crash support in case the other one is actually twisted or bent at all. But over to the car. So I did some polling and had a lot of tearing going on. Most of this bend here on this quarter panel got pulled out. There's still a little bit more to go, but I think I'm going to be able to do that once I get this inner structure out. I should just be able to push over on that panel, measure it, and get it all lined up again. Because right now the trunk actually fits pretty good, but it does like hit a little close over here. The gap over here is still a little bit big, but this one comparably to that, it's not lining up too great yet, but it does close, so that's a step in the right direction. But I think today what I want to do is potentially get some of that structure removed, but I'm going to go ahead and get a bunch of measurements on the other rear end that I have, and then hopefully start tearing that one apart so I can get all these pieces that I need from it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep it one piece yet or not, just with how everything looks like it's put on there, because this piece is lower than this one, but this one inside is lower than this piece here. So it looks like the outer piece has to come out first, and then these pieces have to come out. That is 2 pieces there, and then I can get that inner structure out. So unless I can manage to get it all pulled off from the quarter, I'm gonna end up having to take those in separate pieces, which doesn't really matter because I'm just gonna end up spot welding everywhere where the original welds were. Not spot welding, doing a plug weld where all those were. So let's get at it. First things first, I'm gonna strip the rest of the stuff I need, like the vents here. So this one on that car was all busted, so I'm gonna go ahead and take it out. I got the other side already out of it, but I'm gonna pull this one and then clean off all of this seam sealer, see if I can identify all the spot welds and figure out how I'm gonna get that panel removed so I can replace it. right, so got the quarter panel removed. Came off nice and clean, didn't damage it at all. And the back panel on the passenger side, what I need anyway, removed. I'm gonna still have to grind off some of this panel bond, but that is what I needed. So I have to go ahead and remove the same thing from the car and get it in once this side's off. So yesterday, had to quit a little early. Didn't get a chance to get that side quarter off. So I'm gonna try to do just the same thing with this that I did to this over here to that side. And then this should be about ready to install in the car. Once that's all finished, we're gonna move on to getting this rear panel out. And I think I'm just gonna go ahead and replace both of these inner taillight sections with it. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started on that. Getting all the spot welds on this side released and heating up that panel bond so that I could actually get all that sealer to release to remove this part of the quarter panel from this centerpiece. That should be all on this top side. Gonna flip it over and get the back. Okay, so we've got both quarter panels off of this rear end support piece. So I'm gonna go ahead and show it to you guys and try to get a plan together on how I'm gonna remove the original or the parts that are all damaged, figure out what I'm gonna do with that. But for now, here it is. Both quarter panels are removed off of it. It needs cleaned up, but I'm gonna wait on that until I'm ready to actually get it finally installed. All right, so took the taillight back out. I'm gonna remove these rubber grommets. I did pull the taillight harness through as well. And then that harness actually goes along this panel on the inside, so I've gotta take it off too. And then I'm gonna probably try to start by getting this back panel removed, just because it's already got seam sealer all cracked apart, so it should be the easiest hopefully to get out. I'm going to do that stuff, then probably try to grind some more of the seam sealer off so all the welds are easier to get to. And then I think the easiest way to do it is going to be just cutting inside of here to remove the majority of material from this panel, so that when I am ready to get all the spot welds out, I can have access to them pretty easily. Since we got quite a pile of leaves outside right now, I figured I better pull this in because I am going to be grinding just in case I have any sparks. I don't want to light any leaves on fire, so just to be safe, pulled it in. I'm going to go ahead and get started taking all that seam sealer off. Seam sealer off, as you can see I'm covered. Before I start grinding any of that and removing this, I think I'm going to try to get everything cleaned up and then just start back on it in the morning. So I'll see you guys then. Hey, so I just started on getting the spot welds drilled out, and I decided to pull the car out so that Chum could hang out. What are you doing, Chum? Hey. Now that that side panel's off, I'm gonna go ahead and throw this bumper bracket on and test fit the bumper, because I was hammering a little bit to try to straighten out the crinkle I had on the quarter panel. It looks like it's out, but I'm gonna just verify that curve of the bumper to the quarter panel to see how it fits. Alright, so for a little motivation, I decided to try to get this new rear panel fit up, and it still needs all cleaned off, so I've got to still pull it back out, clean all the seam sealer off, get it all prepped to weld in there, but for now, there it is. So it actually fits pretty good. In order to keep it all one piece, I did have to cut this little section here out. So I left just enough space that once it is welded in, I'll be able to just put this other piece back, or before it's welded in, I'll be able to put this piece back in once I install the rear panel and get it fit up, and then just TIG weld this back together right where I made those straight cuts so I could fit it in there perfectly. So that should work out pretty good, but it actually fit nice. I do have to try to get this quarter panel pulled out just a little bit. It's almost an 1/8 inch off that direction because the accident hit this way and pulled down on these spot welds here from the panel underneath, which I didn't remove. So I should just be able to get something to push up underneath this piece and get this quarter panel pushed back out. But for now, there it is. I'm gonna go ahead and try to throw the bumper on real fast and then call it a night. All right, so now that this panel is all test fit, I'm actually gonna call it quits for the day. It does fit really well. I'm very happy with it. The trunk does shut. I put a little clamp to keep the latch from latching just so I didn't have to crawl through the back seat every time. But I am good with it where it is now. So I'm probably going to try to get some holes drilled so that when I do go to install it for the final time, everything lines up perfectly and it's ready to go. But I do have to pull that back out again, like I said, to get all the seam sealer, all the old seam sealer and the panel bond cleaned off, just so it's all ready to go and prep it to reinstall. But for now, I think that's going to be the end of today's episode. So if you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and go ahead and check me out on Instagram too at bakers_builds. And until next time, thanks for watching.